The Hermes Birkin, one of the most highly coveted designer handbags in the world. Not only does it cost upwards of 10,000 US dollars just to get the basic one, you can't even just walk in to buy it. Not only do you have to have your $10,000 ready to pay for it, but before that, you would have had needed to spend at least 3 times on that with your sales associate on other things in the store before they'll even consider selling it to you. People like me and you, sometimes we just can't do that. I cannot afford to spend $10,000 on an Hermes Birkin, let alone the $30,000 pre-spend or more even. So you know what? I want to normalize today Birkin alternatives. Still designer, still luxury, but from other brands. Let's broaden our horizons. So today I'm going to show you 7 alternative bags that do come from other fashion houses and even from Hermes themselves. These bags are going to be a lot easier on the wallet and still have that boss babe vibe that a Birkin has. And don't get it twisted, these bags are not Birkin wannabes. These bags have their own design and are beautiful in their own right. They just have similar elements that give them a similar vibe. So make sure you stay to the end because the last 2 bags are going to be suggestions from Hermes themselves, but going to be a lot easier on the wallet than a Birkin bag. And in today's video, we'll be comparing the Birkin to the alternative bags and looking at the difference in the price, the mod shots, and pictures of the bag side by side. And at the end, I want you guys to vote. Would you choose the Birkin or the alternative? Let me know. So let's start with my favorite brand, Louis Vuitton. So this is called the Louis Vuitton Rivoli MM, and this is in the canvas print damier band. This has been discontinued, so you can only get it on the pre-loved market, and you can currently find it under 1,700 US dollars or even less. That is a big difference compared to the 10K plus price tag for a Birkin. So the Rivoli MM is about 32 centimeters along the base, and this makes it comparable to either the Birkin 30 or the Birkin 35 because it's kind of in between those 2 sizes. So you can see that you can do handheld with both bags because they've got a lovely top handle each. And on the Rivoli, you can also use a shoulder strap. So you can do it as a shoulder bag, or if you want to get an even longer strap, you can do it crossbody. But otherwise, they both have a very similar trapezoidal shape with a curved top. So here are pictures of the bag side by side, starting with the front. So you can see here, the shape of the bag is quite similar. And they have a similar aspect of both having a padlock at the front. However, the Louis Vuitton doesn't have any sangles, and they both come with a clochette and key. Here's the bag on the side profile. So they're both quite wide on the side profile. I think the Birkin might even be a little bit more wide. And here is the bottom profile. So they both have 4 feet on the bottom. But the Birkin does have more of a square bottom shape, and it seems more firm on the Birkin, whereas it seems like a more pliable canvas on the Louis Vuitton. So this is what they both look like on the interior. So the Louis Vuitton has the Alcantara lining and seems to have a lot more going on in terms of compartments and pockets, whereas the Birkin has a leather lining and is more of a main compartment tote with a couple of slip pockets. So more compartmentalized in the Louis Vuitton. So let me know, which one do you vote for? Louis Vuitton Rivoli or Birkin 30 or 35? Tell me your vote. So for me, I think this vote could go either way because I think a lot of people are going to go, nah, that Louis Vuitton does not stand up against the Birkin. And I think other people are going to vote, no, look, that Birkin is just simply not worth it for that price tag. The Louis Vuitton is a hard wearing, very versatile bag. I'm going to choose that one. So let me know what is your vote in the comment section down below. Hey everyone, if we haven't met before, I'm Lady Vintage Bags and I love vintage designer handbags. And I love showing you guys vintage alternatives to really popular designer handbags and how you can save a lot of money by buying a pre-loved, great quality, great history luxury bag. So if you love pre-loved vintage or affordable designer handbags, then make sure you stick with me because I'll be a girl. So this next bag might be one you've never seen before. It's from the brand Bally or Bally, however you want to pronounce it. And this is a vintage bag that I found for under 300 US dollars. So check this out. So this is 33 centimeters along the base. So again, comparable to a Birkin 30 or 35. So here are the mod shots. So I couldn't find a mod shot for this particular Bally or Bally bag, but I just put the bag next to the picture of the Birkin. So as you can see here, again, they are giving a lot of similarities between the 2 looks as a handheld bag or, you know, crook of the arm bag. So the vibe is very similar. So here are pictures of the bag from the front. So you can see the Bally bag does have a similar turn lock Tourette sort of clasp, and it does have these 2 straps that are sort of similar to a sangle, but not exactly a sangle. And again, it has a trapezoidal shape with top handles, very similar to a Birkin. So here it is on the side profile. So I think a Birkin is much thicker on the side profile compared to this Bally bag. Here is the bottom. The Bally bag does not have any feet and has a much thinner rectangular shape than the Birkin. And here is what it looks like in the inside. Now you can see the opening is quite different because the Bally bag opens from the top. There is no front flap that goes over. And then both of the bags just have like a main compartment and then some slip pockets. But the way it opens is different to the Birkin, and I would say probably more user-friendly than the Birkin. Now, if you're loving this idea of alternatives to Hermes's hottest bags, I've done a couple of these videos already. So I have a video on my best alternatives for the Hermes Kelly. And I also have a video about vintage Celine, like the old Celine, and which of those bags are comparable and rival Hermes's hottest styles as well, because they have a lot of similarities if you look back on the old Celine styles. So next up is the Saint Laurent Manhattan Shopper Tote. Now this was a 2019 model, so you can only get it pre-loved now because it is discontinued. And you can still find this on the pre-loved market for under $2,500. So that's a far cry from the $10,000 of a Birkin. So this is 39 centimeters wide, so this would be comparable to a Birkin 40. So here they are in the mod shots. So you can see you can do crook off the arm with both of the bags. The Saint Laurent bag does have longer handles, and that also means you can wear it on the shoulder because it is a shopper tote, whereas you can't do that with the Birkin. Okay, so here are the two bags side by side. So if you look at the front profile there, the shopper tote does look like it has a similar sort of Sangle type design there. So it has similarities to the Birkin that way. But you can see the obvious difference in the length of the top handle. This is the side profile. So they're both pretty wide. They both have that real triangular side profile. And this is the base. So it is a skinnier rectangle compared to the Birkin. They both have feet. The YSL's got 5 feet versus the Hermes, which has 4 feet. And this is what it looks like in the interior. So they're both tote bags. They both got one main compartment and slip pockets. Okay, so tell me, what do you think of this Saint Laurent versus the Hermes? Would you pick the Saint Laurent? Is that more versatile because you can wear it on the shoulder and maybe it'll be a bit more hard wearing? Let me know what your thoughts are. Put it in the comment section down below. The Ralph Lauren Ricky bag. Now, some people may say Ralph Lauren, oh, that's not a designer brand. Why did you include it in this video? But the Ricky bag is hand stitched and the price tag is on par with a designer brand. So because it's hand stitched, the price is up there. So brand new on the US website, so this is about $3,000 or on the Australian website, it's like 5,100. Like, that's a lot of money in Australian dollars. So the Ricky bag does come in a variety of sizes, colors and materials. And so today I'm going to be talking about the Ricky 27. So that's going to be 27 centimeters at the base. So it'll be comparable to like the Birkin 25 or the Birkin 30 since it lands in the middle. So this is what the mod shots look like. So they both, again, have a very similar vibe because they have the same sort of trapezoidal shape and sort of like an arched flap with top handle. Now the Ricky does come with a strap, so you can wear that on the shoulder, whereas the Birkin you cannot. So here is pictures of the bag side by side. So an obvious difference between the two is the straps along the front. So on the Hermes, we have sangles that go horizontal, whereas on the Ralph Lauren, we have these straps that go down vertically into a buckle. Plus on the Ralph Lauren, we have this key lock, which they do actually provide a real key for that, that's hanging on their type of clochette. So different type of closure there, but they both have a front flap. So if you want to see more of this comparison in detail, I would recommend Caleb Snell's review video of his Ricky, and he does compare it to his Birkin in his video too. So I'll leave that video linked down below. This is the side profile of the bag. So they both have that triangular shape, both quite wide, and this is the interior. So what I learned from Caleb Snell is that unfortunately the Ricky interior is made of a lower quality leather composite. So it's kind of like not great, especially for the price tag, you know, as compared to an Hermes Birkin, which still has great leather on the inside. The Ricky, you know, not so much, unfortunately. But what I did also learn from Caleb Snell's video is that there is a weight difference between his Ricky and his Birkin. And so the Birkin can get quite heavy throughout the day, but whereas his Ricky, he notices the weight less. So if that matters to you, watch Caleb Snell's video. So they both have one main compartment and then slip pockets. Okay, so tell me, do you pick the Ricky or do you pick the Birkin? So for me, I'd be buying a Ricky pre-loved and not paying the brand new price. So if it was a Ricky pre-loved, I would go that way, but brand new, no. Vintage Celine. So this is a Vintage Celine handheld tote made from the canvas, and you can still get this on the pre-loved market for under $800. So that's a big difference compared to the price of the Birkin. So this is a 36 centimeter along the bottom bag, making it comparable to the Birkin 35. And here they look in the mod shot. So you can see they both have a trapezoidal shape. You can wear both of these crook of the arm or handheld. So they're giving a lot of similar vibes here. This is the bag from the front view. So they both do have a flap that goes over the front, but they have very different closure. So we know what the Birkin closure looks like, but the Celine, it looks like it's a bit of a rod, and the rod goes through like the turn lock that's on the Celine, and it has 3 different holes at which you can set the flap on the Celine, and the top handle looks a little bit longer as well. Now the side profile of the Celine looks skinnier compared to the Hermes, and the bottom profile is also a thinner rectangle, but they do both have 4 feet, and this is what it looks like on the inside. So they're both kind of just big open holes with some slip pockets. Okay, so let me know, are you going to go for the Celine or the Birkin? I love just that kind of slouchy, casual vibe of the Celine. Like, I think that would make a really good road trip bag that, you know, you don't really have to take care of too much. You can just throw around. Let me know what your thoughts are. Are you like, no, I don't like the Celine at all, definitely Birkin? Put it in the comment section. Okay, now we're getting into the Hermes territory. So I'm really excited to introduce you guys to these 2 Hermes bags. So the first one, unfortunately, I cannot find the name of this bag. It probably didn't even have a name. So this is a Vintage Hermes bag that you can still find on the pre-loved market for under $2,000 US. It's a big difference between 2,000 and 10,000. And this is a box leather handheld tote that's 22 centimeters along the bottom, so a bit smaller than the Birkin 25. And here is what it looks like in the mod shots. So unfortunately, I couldn't find any mod shots of this vintage bag. So I just put a picture of this bag next to the mod shot of the Birkin 25 for comparison. And look, both bags are so cute. But you can see that this vintage bag is throwing off a more like ladylike vibe. So here are both bags from the front. So you can see that they both do have a front flap, top handles. Now this bag doesn't have any sangles or a turret or keys or clochette or anything like that. So this one's a lot more plain, but it does have that gold vintage hardware. Here are the bags on the side. So this vintage Hermes is actually much skinnier compared to the Birkin. And here it is from the bottom. So you can actually see there's a bit of an accordion shaped style from the bottom. No feet at all. It doesn't have a flat base like the Birkin. So the bottom is quite different. And here they are from the interior. So there's actually a lot of compartments and pockets going on in this accordion shaped vintage bag as compared to like the big compartment of the Birkin. Okay, so let me know what you think of this vintage Hermes bag. I know it's going to be like a little bit too old school for some people, but you guys know me, I love vintage bags. So for me, that's definitely my vibe. I'm going to go with that one. But let me know what your honest opinion is about this comparison. And our very last bag, let me introduce you to the Hermes drag bag. Now this is a very old style that's been around for a long time, and there are actually new modern iterations of it too. So you can go all the way from vintage to the new versions, completely up to you. But you can still find the vintage versions on the pre-loved market for under $3,000 in a beautiful box leather. So this was made in a variety of different sizes. So I'm just going to pick the size 32, and that'll make it comparable to either the Birkin 30 or 35 since it lands in the middle. So here are the mod shots of the bag. So very similar to the Birkin, this is a handheld bag only. So you can hold it in your arm, wear it on the crook of your arm. I love the closure on the drag bag because those 2 clips at the front, they kind of look like subtle H's. It's not an obvious H, but they're kind of in the shape of a H. So a bit of low-key luxury there. And you can see the drag bag does have much longer top handles. So here's the side profile. So they're both quite triangular, but the Hermes looks much fatter on the base. And here they are in the interior view. So very actually similar on the interior there. Okay, so let me know, would you go for the drag bag or the Birkin? I was actually this close to buying a drag bag a couple of years ago in a beautiful, I think it was blue or navy box calf leather with gold hardware. Oh, it was to die for. But I kind of ended up prioritizing other bags. So I think maybe I might go the drag because I was this close to buying it before. Let me know what your vote is in the comment section. Okay guys, so let me know in the comment section below your final vote. Which one would you say was the best alternative I've shown you today out of these 7 bags, and which one was the worst? Let me know your honest opinion. Now, if you guys haven't already seen, I found mold growing on the inside of my beautiful Louis Vuitton bag. So I show you how I clean it out and what my hack is here. And if you guys haven't already seen my vintage Bali unboxings, I'm gonna leave it here.